Oh my god. It feels so good to be finally doing this. Wow. Hey, you're listening to Colors and Light, the podcast where we embrace life's colors and we find our inner light. I am your host, Ebunoluwa Olufayo, and I am so happy to be here. So whether this is your first time hearing my voice or you've known me from my socials before, welcome to the start of something really special. Around here we'll be talking about life, real life, growth, faith, challenges, healing, figuring things out one step at a time, and we'll do it with all honesty and a little bit of humor when needed. Okay, I actually started Colors and Lights because, well, life has been painting me a lot of colors lately. Sometimes I feel yellow, full of joy, energy, purpose. And other times it's just more of that heavy, bluish quietness, overwhelming, just trying to just get through the day. And I realized I can't be the only one. Sincerely, it all happens to everyone at one time or the other, especially adulthood. It has a way of throwing things at us and just makes us question everything. So it paints us in stress, uncertainty, new beginnings, and sometimes pain. But through all of it, I've come to believe something, that there is always light in every season. There's something to be found, and that light, for me, that's God. Is the light we seek, the one we find in the middle of all the mess and the stress. So when I talk about light on this podcast, I'm not talking about inspiration, vibes, positivity. I'm talking about God. This podcast is a faith space, not one where we pretend everything is perfect though, but then we are sure that we are leaning on God and we are learning to always see God in the middle of the chaos. And I believe that to fully embrace life, to scale through the phases and everything, we need God, we need light, we need His strength, we need His clarity, we need His comfort. So God is the beginning of everything, in the middle of everything, and at the end of every single thing. Yeah. And this podcast is going to be more. It's not just going to be about Christianity. It's going to be about self-development, lifestyle, adulthood. Sometimes I can just come and rant. You understand? So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Another thing is we're having people here on this podcast to also share their stories, because stories help a lot. The Bible is full of stories, and remember when the Israelites were in the wilderness, they were frustrated and complaining. God had to remind them that, was I not the one that parted the Red Sea? Was I not the one that delivered you? When they were complaining about being fed manna over and over again. So these testimonies, they remind us that there's always something better coming. You understand? They give us strength. The Israelites were strengthened by that. They got strength and hope from that again. They will remember that this God that has always been there for you is not going to leave you now. He will still come true for you. So these stories will be bearing as testimonies for us to be able to see that no matter what life paints in front of you, God is still in that painting. God is still in that darkness. God is still in that stressful and all of a mess life. You understand? So we are going to hear real stories from real people, okay? People who have gone through heartbreak, transitions, failures, breakthroughs, and they found their way to light, okay? I believe when others share what they've survived and what they've learned, it plants hope in us. It gives you that feeling that you're not alone. God has showed up for them, and definitely is going to show up for you too. So okay, let's talk a little about me. Just so this does not feel like someone is just speaking in this space. Who is this? So I am Ebunoluwa, and I'm a nursing student, and honestly I love being a nursing student. Yeah, I also work as a social media manager, and when I'm not doing that, I might be writing, creating content, or just thinking, just sit down and just think sometimes, overthinking ideas in my head. I'm still figuring life out, obviously, and I don't have it all together yet. But what I know is that God is leading me, and even when I don't see the full picture, I trust the artist. I trust God that is painting life before me. I trust that He's going to perfect everything. So, fun facts: I'm usually quiet. I love my space. But the moment I get into a good gist, I can talk for hours. I can talk and talk and talk and talk. So I guess this podcast is just finally letting me into some of those thoughts that I've held in, I'm finally letting it breathe out. I listen to podcasts a lot. I've listened to a lot of amazing podcasts, and I just want one where it's going to be a safe space for people to, relate, for people to understand Christianity, Christians, believers to be able to get strength. When they feel down, they just go to that podcast and, okay, I feel down this moment. Where can I get that hope, that encouragement? And the stories that people have shared, it also strengthens them. It also gives them hope. So here's what you can expect on Colors and Lights. We'll have conversations about the stressful phases of life, the identity crisis, the emotional roller coasters, the adulting chaos, everything. We'll talk about how to mentally scale through those seasons, not by pushing through our strengths, but by leaning into God's strengths and growing in self-awareness. We invite guests, like I said earlier, who will share the colors their lives have taken, the bright ones, the stormy ones, and how they found their way back to the light. Okay, and sometimes it can just be me sharing real life updates, what I'm learning, what I'm struggling with, what has been bubbling in my heart or in my mind. So it's going to be very, very amazing. That's one thing I'm sure of. And we're going to be bringing a lot of people, creative leaders, people who have they have gone through that phase in life, and now they're able to tell those stories. So most of all, this is going to be a very safe space. So whenever you want to listen to this podcast, just be in your calmest moment. So either you're just cooking in the evening, or you're having a slow morning, putting things together before going to work, or even when you're just going to work, you just have your earpiece plugged in and you're just listening, or you're just taking a walk in the evening. You can always tune in and listen. So you don't have to have it all figured out here. You just have to come tired, unsure, full of questions, and we'll be discussing about everything here. So we're not going to be rushing the process. We'll be embracing life's colors, the joy, the confusion, the healing, the waiting, and in the middle of everything, we'll just make sure we find God's light and we learn how to make it lead us forward. So this is it for episode 1. This is just the beginning. New episodes will drop every Thursday, so stay tuned and remember to always check every Thursday. And I would love for you to come on this journey with me. And if anything I've said resonated with you, please follow, subscribe, share with someone you think needs it. If you want to talk or send in your own story, you can check out Colors and Light on Instagram. Our Colors and Lights on Instagram. I would really, really, really love to hear from you. So that's it, guys. Until next time, keep embracing the colors of your life and never stop seeking the light. Okay? Bye. Bye, guys.